Hi, this is Edward Troxel. Today's tutorial is actually a continuation of last week's tutorial because the person came back and requested that the actual Analyze button also be pressed. So we're going to look at how we got the name Views in the last tutorial and also how to find where the button is and then show how to press that button so that after the proper choice is made, the button is also pressed. So let's see how we do that. In the previous tutorial, we went through and found the video track, and we found the selected video event. We added stabilizer to it, which this code right here does, and then we found the OFX effect, and then we looked for the parameter views. We're going to see how we got that name in just a minute. Then we picked the proper choice. We told it that the parameter changed so that this choice would be selected, and then we opened the effect user interface. So now, let's look at this code right here, which is going to go through every OFX parameter, which I just called parm, and OFX parameters, which is our OFX effect. What I want to do is let it just show me for every one of the parameters the type of parameter that it is, the label, which is the name we see on the screen, and then the name, which is what we are actually looking for. In other words, the name is, in this particular case up here, Views. So we want to find the proper button. So in Vegas, if we add this effect, we will see we are changing the user view. So this is under user view for the label, and this button down here says Analyze Motion. So that's the label for the button. So now we've got to find the name of this button and the name of this user view. So let's run this script, which is going to add the stabilizer effect, and then it's going to go through all of the parameters. Now there's going to be a bunch of them, so this is going to take a little bit of time, but that's okay. We just need to look for the two in specific that we're looking for. Okay, so it has added the effect. It went ahead and opened the UI screen. Now the first thing that we found is a Boolean has motion data. Now that's not even on the screen. And then the next thing is a choice called user view. And we'll see that its name is Views. And that's how we got the name Views up above, so that we knew which option to choose under user view. And then we go through the rest of these now. We're looking for Analyze Motion, and it's going to be a push button. So we have a group, then we have a choice called Presets, and then another choice, another group, a double, and we have all of these different parameters that we can actually go through and change. Then we have a button that says Stabilize, Analyze Motion Basic. That is a push button, but it's not the one we're looking for. A push button called Reset, once again, not the one we're looking for. A push button called Analyze Motion, and its name is Analyze Motion without a space in the middle. So that is the button we're looking for, because it says Analyze Motion, and then the name we're looking for is just Analyze Motion with no spaces. So that's what we're going to use in our script to determine this is the button I want to push. And then we go through and see all kinds of other options that are available that we can either change, or buttons we can push, or choices we can pick. And then of course things like groups we can't do anything with because they are just group names, like parameters and expert mode and location are all groups. But then we just go through all of these until we finally get to the end. And you can see there are a bunch of parameters. And now we are done. So now We want to change this so that we look for the specific button, and then we want to tell it to press that button. And the button's name is Analyze Motion. So now we're doing the exact same thing. We're going through the list of parameters from OFXI parameters. Then, if the parameter type is a push button and the parameter name is Analyze Motion, then by calling parm.parameterChanged, that will actually push the button. So with this change in place, let's try this again. We'll run the script again. We can see that it added the effect. We are in expert mode, as we expected, and over here we can see that the button has been pushed and it is now stabilizing, and of course it's going to take a long time, so we're not going to sit here and watch it stabilize the whole time. We're just going to cancel this process, and that shows that the button had been pushed. So by calling parameter change, you can see that it actually pushes the button, but we had to figure out which button to push, and by throwing the little message box in there, we were able to go through all the different parameters so that we could find the particular one we were looking for. That's how we found both views, and that's how we found the Analyze Motion push button. So I hope you find this tutorial useful. Like, subscribe, and let me know what tutorials you'd like to see in the future, and we'll see you in the next tutorial. Please sign up at www.jettv.com and subscribe on YouTube to get further notifications on when new videos are presented.